really need to make. So.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
What's happening, Fast as Fuck? I see you out there. Yeah, but hey, I'm gonna go ahead. I'll let you go ahead and jump up off there and focus in on where you're going. I love you. I appreciate you.
I'll definitely listen in and can't wait to hear what you touch on or whenever you do it.
All right. Hey, thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm having a reception problem with the Facebook, but we have YouTube that will go out as YouTube Live, so.
Oh, thank you for that throw. Yeah.
We're having casual conversation.
Yeah, casual conversation tonight is. We're
Introduction.
Yeah, this is an introduction, but most of the people in my life already know who I am. So.
I'm trying to figure out. I was trying to go.
Only if Mark was here for that, it's 24s. Man, you know, so here we are, trying to actually make a little bit of change and a little bit of difference.
How do I go live on Facebook? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
Go to the home. Just go to the main screen.
Smoking a little bit here, but yeah, tonight we're gonna go ahead and, what is it?
Jeremy Bernhardsel, 2024 presidential candidate, and it's facing the other direction.
You want to type something before you go live?
Nah.
So, any questions, comments, or concerns? Anybody wants to address them? Feel free, please drop it up in the comment section, and we'll get around to it. But we're gonna go ahead and get this day going. All right. So. Got to start this off properly. We have our coffee. We have our cannabis. We're doing all right tonight. And I see more people out there kind of jumping in and everything like this, and I appreciate your guys' actual support,
It won't let me rotate the camera. So we have to do it from this angle.
That's all right.
Well, that's just that particular modality, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For all those people out there in the cannabis community and stuff like this, how do you guys feel about the actual cannabis laws that are being put in place within your guys' states? Because it's the states that legalize cannabis. The federal level just needs to decriminalize. In my personal opinion, I think all the laws on cannabis really actually need to be stricken from the law books, and we need to really look at just completely reclassifying cannabis over in the agricultural department. I believe there is a way to actually do this, and I know I am the person to actually present this directly to the actual Supreme Court, because I'm not going after the lawmakers. How are we going to make the change? We're going to go directly to the Supreme Court and actually change the laws there directly and challenge the laws in front of the actual judges that are supposed to hear the United States people. So, with that being said, cheers to all my people out there in the cannabis community. I appreciate all your guys' support. You guys continuously out here, showing love and everything like that. For all those people out there that don't know who I am, Jeremy Bernhardsel, presidential candidate for 2024. Thank you guys all for showing up tonight. Here in the upcoming future, Robin wants to come over and say,
I'm Robin Walker Salas, Brenda Warriors Behind Bars. I identify him as veteran Jeremy Bernhardsel,
yes.
America's People Purple Party.
Thank you, Robin.
And that's my perspective now. How you identify is totally your choice. Anybody wants to identify as whatever they want to identify as is fine, but I view him as a fellow veteran of the small minority community that veterans are.
So breaking down what my plan is to actually end homelessness here in the United States. Focusing in on the actual veteran community, getting all veterans 100% in their entitlements so they can actually afford to live out there versus living in the streets. We have a lot of veterans right now currently sleeping in cardboard boxes and little built-up sheds across the entire United States. I know a couple of them personally slept out there in a couple of these people's locations and stuff
And
like
incarcerated.
that. And incarcerated.
There's a higher percentage of veterans than any other population. Well, let me retract, maybe some other ethnic groups, but there's a higher percentage in prison than in the population.
And a lot of people want to know why I want to focus in on the veteran community.
Good job. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. A lot of people want to know why am I focusing solely on the actual veteran community right off the bat in the manner that I am. And I truly believe that the veteran community, our demographic, crosses into every demographic here in the United States. So if you actually help out a veteran, you are going to help out every demographic across the actual board, which is one of the most important things, because people want to see immediate change, immediate action. This is what we're expecting to see. Well, you don't see that in a large scale number. You're going to see that in the smaller, more closed numbers that we have within our actual veteran community. Now, the demographics of the actual veteran community reaches all the way out, no matter if you're rich, you're poor, you're homosexual, or if you're heterosexual. It doesn't matter what race, color, creed, what age, or anything like that. We have a veteran in every corner of the United States.
And I will also say, regardless of what the policy was, when you go to boot camp, everybody's treated the same. When you become a veteran, whether you're an officer or enlisted, you're treated the same. And as the small population that we are, the whole American population, we don't need to be treated the same. You want the military to do a good job, you got to treat them right and quit going to high schools to get kids. Go ahead, I'll let you carry on, sir.
Okay, you know, I agree with you, Robin, to a certain extent, because there's a lot of kids, and I know a lot of kids that came straight out of high school and went straight to the military.
I wasn't even out of high school.
No, but I remember one of my youngest soldiers was 17 years old, and his parents actually had to sign the waiver for him to actually come and participate in the actual, stuff that we were doing out there at one point. The thing is no matter what, we should make sure that all veterans are taken care of the way that all veterans were promised. Okay, the United States government is failing to actually go ahead and actually go forward and to make sure that all veterans are actually given their entitlements, which we were promised at time of enlistment. If you have actually completed and served the United States in an honorable manner, you should automatically get 100%.
Well, I have to interject that even those with other than honorable need to also be considered. If you served in the war, well, what's the problem? So I think that even distinguishing whether you're honorable or dishonorable is a segregation. That person went through boot camp.
Yeah.
Just like, and did their tour and did whatever and pissed dirty. Oh, well, you know it. Now, there's a difference between violent crime and other, but when it comes to military, when I was in it was very strict. So I can't really say now, but, you know.
So what I'm looking at, Robin, is I agree with you, because I know a lot of veterans personally that got other than honorable and got discharged out of the military dishonorably due to the actual drugs that they were taking because of the actual traumas that they were experiencing. And the VA has been going through and trying to actually clear this up. But I think as the President of the United States, it would probably be one of the most beneficial things for me to sit down and sign an actual executive order that states all veterans will receive 100% of their entitlements, clearing the way to actually ensure that we can set up a new system, because you can't remove one system without placing something in there, right? Now, the other thing that I'm looking at is making sure that all veterans receive the medical care that they were promised by the United States government. And I think the best way to do that is to ensure that all veterans receive something along the lines of TRICARE for life. Not just veterans, but the veterans' family members. These are critical moments in the veteran's life when they actually go through and they're actually having to transition from the United States military services over in becoming actual veterans themselves. And that transition, they lose their medical health care that covers their family, they lose their health care, which covers them, and now they have no idea what direction that they actually need to go. I'm sorry, the United States military is failing when it comes down to the actual transition time between getting out the active duty and going into becoming an actual veteran.
Yeah, you're a more recent discharge than I or the owner of the restaurant.
Now,
So I can't really speak. There's been a lot of policy changes. And that's what I want to see. I want to see the policy changes catch up to what's actually happening in the community, especially with the ones that have been incarcerated or deemed other than honorable. These things, if we look closely enough, we could see that really is not, and that there should be alternatives. Now, in some places they are, but on the general scale, I think awareness of all Americans. Salute. But then there are some veterans like yourself. You don't say, "Hey, I'm a veteran running for president." You know, you distinguish yourself as yourself,
Yeah.
and that's part of that separation thing and all that. I guess I'm really old school. I'm going to be 62 this year.
Well, and also, I don't want people to think that just because I'm a veteran or something like that, that I should receive or be seen with some form of special privilege, especially when you're running for this kind of position right here. Yes, my veteran or my military history and background should be a part of my resume going into this position. People want to know, have you ever actually had some form of leadership? Yes, I definitely have. Do I understand what it means to actually have tactical patience while being shot at? Yes. These are things that you want the commander-in-chief to have, especially going into the position when they are going to be in charge of the United States military. You don't want a commander-in-chief that does not know how to react to certain situations so they don't get baited into things.
And that's going to lead me to a topic that covers not just veterans, but veterans create around them situations dealing with mental health, mental wellness, and mental illness. Now, you know, it's been 50 years since the Vietnam War, signed the Peace Treaty, and we brought home all those POWs.
Mhm.
And yet that nobody's received treatment. We gotta see what way is that showing itself in the veterans, so that the people coming out of the military now, because it is very different with the policies. When I was in, they didn't allow women on ships, so that shows how long it would go, you know. But
So can I jump in?
take me away, yeah.
Can I take you on this
Yeah.
one, Robin? Okay. To all my Vietnam veterans that have served in the United States military, I am sorry for the actual mistreatment that the United States government has actually done amongst our actual veterans. For my Vietnam veterans, if the United States military does not change its policy in actually addressing Vietnam as a formal war and ensuring that all Vietnam veterans and those family members that are afterwards, because we lost a lot of veterans. over the
Well,
last
and they
5
came home
years.
with a lot of
Yeah,
baggage.
They came home with a lot of baggage.
It affected law too, because that's how our cannabis got to be where it is now.
And what I'm looking at right now is ensuring that all veterans are compensated for the actual years of war that they served. So ensuring that all these veterans and their family members, because a lot of these veterans are now deceased, we have to make sure that we cover the family members and that they actually get a part of this compensation as well. And this is something that I would like to talk into a little bit more, but go ahead, Robin, please.
Oh no, I was just going to tie in the mental wellness and the intergenerational trauma that era of the Vietnam veterans has brought about to our young people where they are today. And is there something we can do that can clarify for that demographic what the world is like now? It's still safe. You just have to know things a little differently.
And navigation.
Yes.
Okay, so, and this is another thing. For those people out there in the actual comments that are in charge of actual places within these different organizations, because I know there's a lot of you guys out there all the way across all the board out here, what I'm looking at right now is I need you guys to put together an actual active list of numbers for people to contact these actual locations, because there is no communication from the actual organizations directly to the people that actually need the services. Communication's key. And right now, we have a broken form of communication out here in the United States. And I think a lot of people really need to address that as well, because, let's face it, your guys' national news won't play it.
Well, Jeremy, what about the drugs? Well, Jeremy, what are we gonna do about them sitting on their front step? You know,
Yeah.
there's
But-
there's a lot of infrastructure problems that once we solve some of the foundational of our youth and our elderly, it would strengthen the entire community.
Yeah, it really would. And I can see us coming together and actually working. So anybody here in the actual DC area that is looking for something to actually volunteer and help out and do, hit me up in the DM or hit up Robin. I really hope everybody can actually do that.
I'm gonna put all that content
Yeah.
in the thing now. I'm trying to think, some of my other people that I know would say, well, what about the military? What, they still need military? They gonna bring back the draft? Are we going to war with over
Okay,
there across the ocean like that?
And for all those people out there that are not understanding the stuff that is getting normalized here is yes. And the draft is not going to just target our boys, but this is going to target everybody's child, girl
Everybody.
or boy, to go into the infantry, which they just went ahead and made sure that, yeah, you guys, we're in a really bad predicament, in my personal opinion, and I feel as if I am the only leader that's actually coming to the table with reasonable solutions that average American people can actually readily identify with. The difference between me and all these other competitors, one, I'm not asking for a dime. I'm just asking for a moment in time. This is Jeremy Brownhouse, presidential candidate for 2024. I hope you guys all have a great night. Stay positive, stay motivated, keep on doing what you guys do.
You take a break?
Yeah, we're taking a break. Peace.
So beans. Stephen, have you had any of this Star Mix? Thanks for doing that. I don't know if I can save it.